Dude, I grew up with a mom who would say my full name if I was in trouble for something, Andrew Douglas Wilkerson Jr. So for me, any form of official communication, I'm like, I'm about to catch a ass whooping somehow. Somehow. I'm getting hit with something, dude, whether it's like a wrench or a subpoena. Something bad's about to happen.
Hey everybody, welcome to the X5 Podcast. I'm your host, David Lynham. Joined here today with the Casio Kid, Jeff Allen, my buddy Terry Sharp, and Cobra Mike's in the building tonight, and we have a very special guest. AJ Wilkerson's in the house today.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Right. Okay.
I do this same thing you do. I was wondering if I'm afflicted with your same affliction, because I'm constantly doing this all the time, and it drives everybody crazy. I'm like, listen, I'm always cold. We keep it in here. We keep it like way too cold in here for the 4K cameras that we have in here.
Okay, well, like the leg bouncing alone, maybe not, but the leg bouncing and the cold thing, because there is like I have that also. I have like a body temperature modulation problem.
Yeah.
On top, like one of those things, like literally so bad where like doctors have checked, they're like, it's not low iron, and it's like, no, I know, I'm just a frigid bitch. You know what I mean? So I mean, you're 2 for 2 so far, dude. By the time this podcast is over, I'll have a diagnosis. That's how it works.
Yeah, man. We caught you on Fully Loaded Festival. How did you get on that Fully Loaded Festival date?
By accident.
No shit.
No shit. I opened for Bert last year. I went on tour with him when he was doing the Birdie Boy Relapse tour, like last November, December.
Yeah.
Did a week on the bus with him. Had a good time. Got sent a bunch of dates. I was supposed to go like back on tour with him like the first half of this year. And then they just kept adding like so many people that it kind of got like lost in the sauce a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
And then for Fully Loaded, I came with a bunch of the people from Zanies just as like a guest, just to hang out with everybody.
Yeah.
Say hi. And when Bert saw that I was there, he was just like, dude, fucking, do you want to do the show? And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just got kind of
thrown in
there.
Is it nerve-wracking going up first on that festival?
Yes and no. The only thing I was like in my head about a little bit was I realized like not everybody was in their seats yet.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So I was like, ooh, I don't know how this is, but it was fine.
You didn't have to adjust your act for a room that big for the
a little bit.
amphitheater?
I had to remind myself I had to go slower.
Yeah.
A little bit. Like I'm pretty sure I didn't get to finish the last joke I was telling. Like I just reached a stopping point and I was like, this will work.
Yeah, I got a good laugh. It's time to get out of your head.
Yeah.
It was great, man. Yeah, it was a great way to start off the show. And I'd never heard of you before. And I thought, man, this is awesome. And then you booked a return date back here in Huntsville. That's great.
Yeah, that's just good marketing. You know?
Right.
Yeah, it's like, hey, you just were in front of 6,000 people. Maybe a couple of them will show up. Let's see. You know?
Yeah, you only need a few hundred to fill up that room.
Yeah.
Is your date tonight?
It's tonight, yeah.
Is it awesome?
Have you played that room before? Or is this your first time?
I've featured there with Jason Mewes, and then me and my buddy Jake went back and did we do like a 2-man show. Like we travel together a lot. We've done hundreds of shows together at this point. We're best friends, so we go on stage together sometimes and do like a back and forth, like kind of crowd work, bumping mics, like kind of live show.
Who's that, Jake? Who?
Jake Rubel.
Oh yeah.
So we call that show Shake and Jake.
That's great.
Yeah.
So how many of the Bert Kreischer shows have you done? Was that it, or have you done more?
I did those 5 with him last year, and then fully loaded show.
Yeah.
Here. So yeah, that's it so far.
You still based in Florida?
No, I actually just finished moving to Nashville. I have a place in Nashville now.
Oh, nice.
So,
isn't it crazy how that has become a comedy hotbed, man? It's just so centrally located.
dude, I didn't realize like how many like I don't know, like legendary names and like big comics were there. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Nate Bargatze.
yeah, like Nate, Dusty, like Josh Wolf, like
I like Josh.
yeah, John, Chris, like all of these people are here.
Chris lives there? I didn't know that.
I mean, he's Zany's guy. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he'll pop in sometimes on a Monday night, and you know, same thing with like Theo, Nate, all of those guys. Like it's like Steve Byrne. It's where all of these guys are working out. So you're seeing some of the best.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of elbow rubbing. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Networking, man. Networking.
Yeah.
It makes you get better too, I'm sure, going up after and before these guys, knowing that they're on the bill, Is that where you go to work out stuff?
Yeah. Oh, like a couple weeks ago at Zany's, I did like Zany's All Stars, which is like another just like it's an open mic for working comics, just working out new material, and I had to follow Nate.
Ooh.
So I was like, all right, here we go. All right.
With new material, basically.
Literally with new material. I was like,
aren't
all
you
right,
hesitant to try new material in that instance? You're like, oh, I got to do some shit that
Well,
works.
but that's what makes Zany's like such a good comedy spot. Do you know what I mean? It's because it's like, all right, if you're willing to risk it and do new material in this spot and get it to work, then you know it's gonna work.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They do the All-Star show, and then they have a separate new material Monday or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but same thing. Like, there's multiple nights where like people can pop in and like do that kind of work, like just work out the new stuff, close out a new material Monday.
Yeah.
Talk with all those guys in the green room, like whoever happens to be there that week.
It's killer stuff, man.
Yeah.
So you went from Florida to Nashville, or you?
I was all over, dude. I lived in a van for like 18 months. Lived in Kansas City for like a year and a half.
You've been doing comedy how long?
4 years.
4 years.
4 years.
Dude,
damn, you're good.
Smoking it in 4 years.
God, no
dude.
kidding.
Oh, knock it off. You
No.
stop it. Stop it.
Dude, I just started a few months ago. I've been a lifelong musician, just trying to get into it. So I'm eating shit at all the open mics, figuring it out. And I finally had a good set 2 nights ago, like a set that I was proud of, like a 5-minute set where I was loose, and I finally felt like I got over a little bit of a hump. I'm sure in 5 years I'll look back at it and be mortified of that fucking set,
Dude,
Right.
I look back at stuff I did a couple weeks ago. How
You did great at Fully
How'd
Loaded.
you end up at Kansas City? That's not a comedy hotbed.
You know what? During COVID, it kind of was.
Oh, during COVID.
Yeah, because there's like a locally owned club, like the Comedy Club of Kansas City, and then there's the KC Improv, and there's a bunch of like underground and like indie kind of shows. So there's a lot going on. Plus, it was so centrally located at the time. I was still doing like the van thing, going out on like kind of just road trips and hitting everything I could coming back. So it just kind of really worked out for a little while until it didn't, and then like headed back this direction and finally found like a spot I'm gonna be at for a while in Nashville.
So did you start comedy in Florida?
Oh, I started in Florida, yeah.
Yeah.
I started in Gainesville.
What rooms were you working in that area?
It was a comedy group called Keg of Laughs that had like these like showcase shows in like World of Beers. Like doing like the conference like birthday rooms, like those little side room
free
places.
ticket shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Nobody has money tied up in the show, and they're talking.
The bar pays like a flat rate for the comedy show to happen.
Yeah.
People show up, they drink or whatever. You get, your $20, whatever for your spot. But yeah, I started like with that and like these little open mics. But that group had like a writer's workshop like on Sundays where we'd go back to that same room and you could just go up with just the comics and like work on new material and get feedback and kind of stuff like that. And it was ran by this old like road comic, Bob Smith, who had like done it for like 30 years, been all over the place, and then just retired, came back home, started like these showcases in this writers group. And a couple months into like doing these showcases and stuff, he just like pulled me aside and was like, you could like do this, like if you wanted to, like for a living. And I was like,
okay, buddy. Sure.
You sure? Like, yeah. And then I don't know, like just good things kept happening. And I was like, all right, maybe I can like for real do this. Quit my job to try and do comedy full time, and then COVID happened, and then yeah.
What were you what were you doing before comedy?
I had gotten my bachelor's degree in graphic design. And so I had been the last couple years before COVID, I'd been working from home doing graphic design work for like a sales and marketing company.
Wow.
So yeah, I'd already gone full like hermit, like retreat, like
your family had to think you were batshit crazy to quit that job and like, I'm gonna go live in a van and do comedy.
Believe it or not.
What?
Nah.
You got no talking to about him? Like no voice of concern at all. Like we're a bit troubled. That
no, but like again, my whole family is batshit crazy.
Oh yeah, they're from Florida.
I mean? So it was like I sat my parents down before I started, and I was like, "Hey, look, this is," because I started stand up, basically because my therapist was like, "Hey, you have like all this creative shit going on in your brain that is applying pressure to the executive functioning part of your brain,
Right?
And you gotta like get some of this shit out of there. Like you need like a relief valve,
Right?"
And at the time, I was already like spending all of my like outside of my regular job hours. I wanted to make like an animated series.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I was trying to teach myself like storyboarding and like screenwriting and all of this other stuff and like animation. And she's like, so you put like extra hurdles between you and the thing that you actually need. So like if you strip that down, what is it you want, like you like about like wanting to do this thing? And it was making people laugh. And she's like, duh, open mic.
So
she gave it to me basically as like a social experiment homework.
Yeah.
And boom.
Yep, there you are. Florida comedian lives in van to turn his stand-up comedy dream into reality. Well, you were on the news. You were on the news, man.
Oh, that old R.I.P.
The van? What happened to it?
Van,
Let's hear it.
It just died. The transmission went out on it. It was a 1987 GMC Safari, and because it was a Safari, I named it Bendy, like Bendy Irwin.
Yeah.
And the transmission went out on it.
And you left it where? What city did it get left in?
It died and like broke down in Kansas City, and it stayed there just parked for months and months and months and months and months, and then right before I moved, I ended up just like scrapping it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Bendy.
Look, it's making him sad. Thanks for bringing it up.
Way to go, Dustin.
Like an old lover. You have no idea how many times I came inside her.
Why is it on a flatbed? Why did they show it in that capacity?
Yeah, dude, you just show her just going out on a stretcher. That makes it way weirder that the last thing I said was how many times I came in her, because now it's like implying that she was dead. Why would you guys put me in this situation?
So you had
Why are you making it more autistic than it is?
So you had many nights where a girl would like follow you back into your van and you'd close a deal in that thing?
Man,
you just been jerking off.
I would just jerk off, dude. Yeah. I'm a socially awkward loner who's living in a van during a pandemic. Dude,
I thought you were closing deals in there, man.
Hey, don't you appreciate?
No, dude, I was closing the windows.
He was closing the windows. I appreciate your optimism. You're like, so many girls were in there, right? He's like, no.
No.
You have read the room wrong, my friend.
Yeah, the fact that you assumed, you're like, yes, you were like hooking up in that, right? And it's like, no, if you have that level of charisma, dude, that's one check in the negative for the autism, dude.
Oh my God.
Wait, so did you come in it after it died? Oh.
I'll plead the fifth. I'm not.
I just trying to picture a girl going.
Hold on, go back. This is a weird thing. On that video, like it showed like a close up of like one of the back corners of the van, right there. Okay, that is.
What's this?
That is like the back corner of like the fiberglass top where it was like attached to the roof of the van. It was leaking. It leaked like since the day I got it. Didn't realize it until we had already like built the inside.
Right.
And so then that was like a redneck like Floridaman fix for trying to get it to stop leaking.
Your family's like, let us take the wheel on this one. We
literally, it was like this like tar like Gorilla Glue patch thing, and then sprayed over that with like the Flex Seal.
Flex Seal, baby.
Yeah,
that's the
dude,
most.
Fuck that guy in that boat, dude. I would not trust that boat because I Flex Sealed that roof of that van and then got waterboarded every night that it rained.
I'm gonna tell you something. That's the most Florida shit I've ever seen.
Dude,
it looks like duct tape and Flex. I was like, please tell me.
It's basically, yeah.
What made you get good so
caulk.
quick? What was living in that van part of the drive that got you good quick?
I think it was that. I think it was like when I like first started, like literally like a month, maybe 5 weeks in, when he pulled me aside and was like, you could like legit make a run at this. I immediately started taking it serious.
Yeah.
Like every mic I could get to, like I was driving like 3-4 hours to different cities just to go do like open mics.
Yeah, that's what
like
I'm doing now.
Yeah, like there was this weird run you could do in Florida for a while where you could do Orlando, like do a mic, then drive all the way up to Daytona, do a mic, then come back to Orlando and catch like another late night mic. So just 3 mics all in one night.
Wow.
And yeah. So yeah, just hitting all of the different cities. And then there was like this like comedy promoter that had like these different rooms where he had like bar shows and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Alex Soto, shout out Alex Soto in Central Florida.
Yeah.
And all these different rooms like are in all of the little cities like around the villages.
Oh,
you know what I mean? But it was literally this little loop where you could go do like a 20-minute like feature spot on his show, and you could do like 4 or 5 shows in a week and then just like circle back around, because it was like 28 shows spaced out in like 12 different venues.
Wow.
Across like a month. So I just started getting those longer spots and just started figuring out like, okay, I have like this bit of material. I have like this bit of material. I have this bit of material.
And all that shit was running during COVID, right? They were still running them.
Oh yeah, dude, Florida was shut down.
They didn't give a shit.
Wait, they didn't have it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, dude.
They never did
like, we kind of
dude,
have
COVID in Florida was
like,
shorter than Hanukkah, dude.
COVID in Florida.
So when did it get serious? From the open mics to where, like, when did it get serious?
Pretty quick.
Yeah.
So when I quit I was maybe like 7-8 months into comedy when I quit my job.
Wow.
And then the next month lockdown started. I had gotten booked with this like regional tour company kind of thing, this like entertainment group that was doing like a variety show tour. It was like musicians and like a spoken word poetry guy, and I was like the comedian. And we had moved, me and a couple other guys had moved to this house in Tallahassee. They had like rented for the duration of the tour, so we could all like rehearse and stuff together and all of that. And then lockdown started, the tour got canceled, and that's when I was like living in that house. I was like, well, once the lease on this place is over, I gotta find a place to live during lockdown. And I was like, all right, well, I gotta go for it, I guess. So that's when I bought the van, did that whole thing, and just hit the road. Just like found like one city started opening up, like I just found anything that was going and just.
Were a lot of the open mics in Florida just like 3 other comics, your audience? Like that's what it is like in Birmingham a lot.
Sometimes, depending on the show.
And they're not listening at all. So how the fuck do you know if something lands? That's the big problem. I mean, it's a rep.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like doing a rep to a tree because nobody's really listening, you know?
Well, I think that's like learning like the flexibility of like, okay, well, I'm not going to be able to do like material. There's so few people here. I have to like talk to these people.
Right.
So that, I don't know. Like there's that kind of thing. But I don't know. Some of the shows in Florida, like those bar shows were usually pretty good. Like you'd normally at least like a dozen people or so.
Yeah. That's enough.
That's enough.
God, some of these mics I do, I would love a dozen.
And then some of these, like some of those like smaller, like those bar gigs with like Alex Soto, it'd be anywhere from like 30 to 80 people.
Yeah.
You know, pretty good room.
Yeah.
And that was one of those things he was good at, like finding rooms that he could fill and then filling those rooms.
Yeah.
So every show felt sold out. And so I was just running material and just doing shit. And I think it's that like it's the ADHD, it's the autism and the hyper focus and like the like intense like hobby.
Yeah.
And then like combined with like the ADHD, like, oh, we can speed this up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I just kept writing and kept going and kept like figuring stuff out and just
you had
stop.
You had a good pacing in Huntsville, and I was noticing that I was just wondering if you went through that with open mics in the beginning, if Florida mics were, 2 to 3 people, it's like it is.
There are a lot of mics like that, but I think that like that's what happened with me is in Florida there are a lot of showcase shows where it's like better crowds, better comics, and you're doing like 10 to 12 to sometimes like 15-minute spots as opposed to like 5-minute spots or whatever and open mic spots. So I think I like jumped over like regular open mics so quickly and went straight to those kinds of
flexing over here.
No, it wasn't that. It was like the Roy Wood Jr. said this, and it was the best like comedy advice I'd ever heard like from anybody. But it was, you can skip a lot of like time developing based on how much time you spend writing. So it was, okay, if I had an idea, I'd like come up with something for that idea and like try it immediately.
Yeah.
And it got to the point where I was like, oh, I've done this so many times, like right away I know like 75% of the time what's going to work versus what isn't.
Yeah.
And then once you realize, you're like, oh, like my batting average is higher than I thought it was. And then you just, okay, all right. And then you just keep going.
And you got a solid hour now that you're.
Dude, I just filmed my first hour June 30th and July 1st. So like a month ago.
Woo.
Yeah, I filmed my first hour in St. Pete. We sold out.
That gives me hope, dude. That gives me so much hope to see how quick.
Well, we've seen you. Let's pump your brakes. Let's don't strap your rocket. Weigh him down.
Well, actually, Henry Cho gave him the same kind of confidence when he came in here, being so quick with his career.
Yeah.
You're the second comedian that we've had in here that had a career that kind of went that quick. Most of them that we talked to, it's like, man, I've been doing this shit for 36 years, but you're the second comedian we've had in here where it happened so quickly.
One of the first or second time I was ever at Zany's, I got like a 20-minute lecture about how Jeff Foxworthy's career basically started overnight.
Yeah.
And they were like, so...
Be funny, monkey boy.
You're actually behind, AJ.
Yeah, apparently, dude.
Pick it up, man. Pick it up.
One of my first lectures I got when I started was we were in Atlanta, and you've seen the comedy scene. There's a lot of comics that the man's holding them back, and they don't need to do the clubs. They want to do all the underground bars because the clubs don't get them, and the man don't get them, and you start, especially when you start having a string of good shows, you go, why aren't they moving me up? I need to be up. It's just an ego thing. And one time, the shout out to Chris DePetta, who managed Foxworthy and Billy Gardell and a bunch of Ron White and everybody, owns the Punchline in Atlanta. And he did an all call to all the guys that were coming to open mics and all the showcases, all of us, all the contest dudes, anybody that considers himself an Atlanta area comic that's starting out, come. And so we all show up like a Wednesday night and we're excited. I'm like, he's going to tell us how much we're kicking ass. We're like, probably.
You think that's what the powwow's
probably we're the best crop of comics to ever come through here. There's like 50 of us in the club.
They just called this emergency meeting to tell us how great we are.
Yeah, it's gonna go exactly like it. And
I'm tracking.
And everybody's in here like, he's probably gonna like crown one of us champion or something.
You don't have anxiety. I get it. You don't have anxiety. Dude, I grew up with a mom who would say my full name if I was in trouble for something, Andrew Douglas Wilkerson Jr. So for me, any form of official communication, I'm like, I'm about to catch a ass whooping somehow. Somehow. I'm getting hit with something, dude, whether it's like a wrench or a subpoena. Something bad's about to happen.
I did feel like it was the old Cops episode where they told them they all won free TVs and it was all the people that had warrants.
Oh, yeah, they were arrested.
So they showed up for their free TV and they're like, you all have warrants. You're under arrest. Like, what? But we got there and he goes, all right, raise your hand. Raise your hand if you have the majority of your income coming in from something other than stand-up comedy. And like everybody. And then he goes, okay, well, y'all have a hobby. Stand-up comedy is your hobby.
Right.
You're not a comedian yet. And everybody, oh, this went sour fast. Right. We're not winning anything.
No trophies.
But it was one of those moments where you go, okay, I got it.
Okay, but that's the kind of shit that made me like, I was like, okay, if I'm going to be a comedian, I have to be a comedian. I have to survive on what I can make as a comedian. And I think that like literally making it like a survival like you have to get good at comedy or die.
Yeah, you started that.
Yeah. So I think that might have had something to do with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it weeded out. You could see some dudes getting who's he to tell? I'm like, he's the exact guy that should tell you that. He's been with Foxworthy and Ron White and Billy Gardell and a myriad list of everybody. It's like he's doing this to help you.
He's giving you a
put
dose
you in check and go.
A dose
here's
of truth.
a kick in the ass, like you said. Till you're surviving on it, you have a hobby, and you're not going to take it. As musicians, if you have a 9-to-5 job, more than likely you're not putting 100% into music, and you're not going to fight for it. You're not going to be on the phone every day going, I got to have a gig. Because when I first started doing comedy, I would book 3 months out, and then you think, all right, I'll book something before 3 months is over, and then 3 months gets you go. I have nothing on the calendar. This is right. Really
I've got to drive to Nebraska and come back.
And so you figure out it's on me. I got to start hustling, and like you said, I got to start material. I got to start writing. It's a crazy day. How's your writing style? Do you keep notes? Are you doing recordings or what do you do?
It is changed and evolved, and I feel like it'll always change.
Yeah, it'll be different
also,
next year.
ADHD, dude, I do all of it. Dude, I'll write myself like little notes. I'll make like little note cards with like just the subject on it, and then like look at it later and be like, I have no idea what the fuck what that is. I'll leave myself voice memos like in my watch or in my phone. I'll just like do a voice memo just saying the joke out loud. And it's a lot more of that. Like it's definitely evolved to be a lot more of that. It's like, oh, I had the idea. Say it again in here, and then maybe say it a couple different times in a row and be like, ooh, it feels good when I say it that way.
Well, let me tell you what don't work is writing one word down thinking you're going to remember what it's about.
Yeah.
I did that the other day. I came up with this hilarious fucking bit. And I just wrote the word down. And then 2 days later, I was like, all right, let's work on this.
Yeah,
and I was like, what the fuck was this? Socks? What? I just write down socks.
Yeah, until you know it like basically verbatim and can identify like the whole bit by that one word. That is what you're doing is not that is improv. Dude. You're playing like charades.
Yeah, you might as well ask the crowd, just throw
Like
out a word.
socks.
Yeah. I thought I would remember it. I'm just learning, living and
Socks.
learning.
Everybody's got feet.
Clap if you're wearing socks.
Make some noise if you got socks.
Make some
Give
noise.
it up for socks, everybody.
Make some noise if you got feet.
Dustin, you got some stuff. Yeah, Dustin had some stuff.
What do we
wanna
got
see.
here?
What is this?
Oh, have y'all seen this guy? He, I believe it's 14 grand he spent on this dog suit. That's a man in a dog suit.
No, it's not.
Yep.
That is a man in a dog suit.
Yeah, look at him.
Oh,
No, it's
shit.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I think it's like
Okay, I see
14
it now.
grand, and that's all he does.
It bothers me that it took you that long to realize it.
I have several dogs.
He's
and
like,
it took me.
I've been fooled before.
I do feel guilty now that it took me that long. I see
Oh,
that there's
no.
nothing in the face.
You've definitely petted some furries, dude.
Yeah. I'll go home and make sure my dogs are fucking
Look
real.
at that dog. He doesn't want.
Dude, how terrifying would that be?
It's just been my wife dressing
if you
up
were
in
a
one.
blind person and that guy got a job as your seeing eye dog.
I just thought about David going
Dude, if you
home
were
and
blind, how would you know?
You wouldn't.
Yeah. No,
Hey,
you
look.
judge him, goes, he's furry. He's the right height.
He's making
Look
his
at-
mouth move.
Why is he's on a cart? Oh.
I really feel stupid now.
I'm imagining you going home today and checking all of your dogs.
My question is how are you going to check?
I don't
Where's the zipper?
Yeah.
Say something, bro.
know. Honey, I know you're in there.
If you speak, I'll give you an extra treat. Just say hello if you're really
A Japanese man spent 2 million yen to become a dog. 2 million yen, what's that equate to?
$17.
17
Oh, I got
cents.
fucked over in Japan on the yen. I tried to
What a headline.
Right.
Dude, that's what they don't tell you. That's the yang, dude. You get the yen, you get the yang, dude.
I bought a belt and it said 70.
There we go. 14. I was close.
You were right.
Yeah, I tried to buy a belt. I
You
thought it
are
was
too
$7.
close, dude.
Yep.
Like
I read the story.
you've Googled that procedure before.
All right, you can pull it down. It's starting to creep.
You just
the
toss
shit out of me.
any yen figure at me. I got
It's, Casio is half Japanese.
Toko. His name's Toko.
Yeah.
Did it say Toko or Taco?
It's so creepy. Take that.
Where does he
back.
use the
It's
bathroom at?
Oh man, we need to show him pooping.
Yeah.
Oh, do they have video of this? There he is. Is he trying to climb up or is he trying to piss? The dog looks
Somebody
like
needs to stitch together video of this dog man with video of that lady from the airplane going, "That motherfucker's not real."
The poor dog walks like it's got spine problems.
Holy, that's the biggest mystery of the internet that we've never found that girl.
Oh, the one on the plane?
Yeah, the one that says that motherfucker's not real. That nobody can find her.
So isn't the story that
Nobody can identify her.
So the story isn't it, that she was in the back of a plane and like she swears to God that there was a lizard person in the back, like their mask slipped off and there was an alien on the plane? Is that not the story?
I don't know about that much detail,
There it
but
is.
she did say that, yeah, he's not real.
Yeah.
I didn't see this.
Oh yeah.
You haven't seen her?
I mean, I'm in my phone way too much. Way too
You
much, and I
think-
still never see
Man,
this.
buddy, you've never seen
Have you
this.
se- AJ,
and you don't know there's
His
humans
wife
you-
and
have you
dogs.
looking
seen
at
this?
dog videos, man. He's busy.
I got shit to do.
Have you
guys.
seen this, AJ? Have you
I've
this?
seen this.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen like the full version of it, but I've seen it. Let's see.
either believe it or they cannot believe it. I don't give two f***s, but I am telling you right now, that motherfucker
Oh, I've seen this.
back there is not real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
She
seen
says there's an alien in the back of the plane or somebody that was sitting next to her, so she freaks out.
There's a guy on.
She straight up Final Destination that was like, "You got to let me off this plane."
Yeah, she was ready to open the door in the air to get off that plane.
Dude, did you see that happened recently?
Yeah, where they guy
like
opened
a
the door.
flight in like
They say it's impossible
somewhere,
to do that.
some other
No,
country.
he did it. Somebody opened the damn door on the airplane as it was flying. You could see the front, like the people standing there, just like.
I guess it wasn't like it hadn't reached like a high enough altitude to like
The vacuum.
depressurize the
to suck
plane,
people out.
so they were able to land like emergency land it.
Yeah.
So that was the only thing that
What are we doing?
saved
Just
him.
holding on as the wind blows through?
Oh, there's a
Everybody
video.
was
There's a
buckled
video. See if you can find that video, Dustin. It's the guy opens door on airplane.
Oh my God.
Well, guess what? He gets his ass kicked.
I wonder if
when
it
we
was the
land.
same motherfucker that she said wasn't real. Dude.
Oh, it probably was.
Yeah, mid-flight. It's got
New conspiracy theory.
Hey, go. Yeah, there it is. There it is. You see it?
Holy shit.
What the hell?
Look at him.
A man has been arrested after he allegedly opened a plane door while that plane was still in the air. The Asiana Airlines plane was just about 3 minutes from landing.
I'd be like, I'm going to need a drink.
Door
Ma'am.
was opened. The plane did land at the airport. This was southeast of Seoul. Officials say 12 people.
Hey, can I
suffered
get a
minor
pillow and a
Everybody in that motherfucker had cotton mouth.
Do you see it?
Y'all look like? Do you guys remember fucking fuck? What was the Arnold Schwarzenegger on Mars movie?
Oh, Total Recall.
Total Recall.
Yeah.
Remember like when he's when he's dying
yeah.
of like all of them just look like that. Like somebody put a leaf blower in their mouths.
Right.
Are we whipping his ass when we land?
Oh my God.
Are you talking
imagine?
about? Here's the total. See if you can find that.
Oh
thing.
yeah.
Oh,
Dude.
yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
Dude.
There it is.
No,
That's
yeah.
him.
We're-
That's that dude on the front. That dude's on the road. He's in seat 1B, brother. Going, this is last time I'm flying first class.
Like, does it say in the article what possessed him to open the door?
He was a lizard person.
He's probably late for his submarine, dude.
Crazy story. We now know why a man opened the door on an airplane as it was landing in South Korea.
I can't take this
Shit's
again.
flapping.
Dude, the scarf is what. This lady's got a scarf on. Like she's riding like a convertible. Just Thelma and
I love the
Louise
wind in my hair.
Those winds whipping through the cabin. The 33-year-old responsible told police that he felt suffocated.
Suffocated.
And tried to get off the plane
Suffocated.
quickly.
33 years old.
Suffocated.
Oh, God, he'd feel suffocated when we got off.
Yeah,
well,
because
we
I'd have choked him to death.
Dude, I finally gotten where I'm not nervous flying now. And
Dude, could you imagine that happening
to
on a
know
flight?
this is a possibility? Can we all
Dude,
have
no
a talk
shit.
before we get lift off the ground? Nobody's going to open this fucking door. Can we all have an agreement before I lay my head down?
Look at that comment. That's great. Not to make a lot of a situation, but he's in for a hard 10 years if he's that claustrophobic.
Dude, nobody on that flight had ever flown Southwest before. Dude, 'cause they'd all whooped his ass.
It kind of looked like Korean Spirit airline.
Yeah, dude. If anybody had ever been on a Southwest flight on that flight, they'd have been like, "Thank God TSA made me loosen these shoes up."
Did you see the guy, the co-owner of the submarine company, the one that's still with us?
Yeah.
He said his next venture is taking humans to Mars Venus by 2050.
Oh, he's going to try to outdo Elon.
Yeah,
Not
he's
Mars. We're going to
he's
Venus.
talking out of Uranus, is what
Y'all, Pee Wee Herman died yesterday. Did you know that?
Yeah, I saw
That's
that.
bringing the room down.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Thanks for
Back
killing
to what
the
you
mood.
are talking about. I'm sorry.
We're just having the time of our lives.
I just wanted to bring
Hey,
it-
man, celebrity death. Eat it.
Eat it.
He's jerking off to the theater in the sky.
Maybe. Here's that guy.
Oh, that guy's dead.
Oh, that's the dead guy?
Yeah.
Wait, are we sure that's the dead guy? 'Cause that guy looks like the guy who set everything up.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that looks like the mastermind.
He looks like the villain in a James Bond movie.
Yeah.
That's exactly what that guy looked like.
Stockton Rush.
Boy, that's a name, isn't it? You know, like if somebody's come to you and said, "Hey, I know a guy named Stockton Rush," you know
There
that
you go.
guy's an idiot.
Wants people to live on Venus by 2050. You're going to send 1,000 people on a floating
colony.
Hey, let me know how it goes. All I can say. Let me know how it goes.
Yeah, I'll watch from down here.
Who's gonna trust that guy with at this point with anything that
I wouldn't run to
floats,
Walmart with that fucking guy, dude. I wouldn't.
Take the word float out. How about that?
Yeah, that doesn't sound. That doesn't sound.
See, he don't
right.
have a guy. He don't have somebody that's telling him the honest truth. He's got a bunch of yeah-ohs around him.
Yes,
Because
man.
somebody like you just said,
Yeah.
hey, bud, we're not going to go with
we go.
anything
Doug,
floating. How about that?
Here we go.
He inherited money.
Here we go. Humanity.
He
Humanity.
inherited
He didn't
money.
make any.
No, he was born with a silver spoon in his asshole.
Argentine businessman. Okay.
What's that say, Dustin? Humanity could be shit. Humanity could be on the verge of a big breakthrough and not take advantage of it because we, as a species, are going to get shut down and pushed back into the status quo.
He's just got to make the floating colony able to withstand the sulfuric acid in Venus clouds.
Yeah, this guy's
Y'all
a
want to trust that?
fucking maniac.
No.
No. No, he's going to have a hard time getting funding for anything after the
So
Titanic.
don't worry, we learned our lesson. We're gonna pilot this one with an Oculus Rift.
We learned our lesson.
No more Xbox
We
controllers.
got rechargeable ones.
Yeah.
We got rechargeable batteries in this one.
Dude, you know what? It was our fault that we decided to use a used Sega Dreamcast controller.
That's on us.
There it is, right there.
Yeah.
That controller that they used.
That's not the controller.
It
Yeah, it
is.
is.
It's absolutely the controller.
That is absolutely the controller.
That's it.
Really?
Yeah, that's what they
Yeah.
manned that submarine with. That's the
Oh,
controller.
Logitech, baby.
Yep, old Logitech from Walmart.
If you got
Oh,
in,
Logitech PS2 controller with some fucking booby tassels on it.
if you're on the ship and you're getting in and that you see that laying there and you ask them what it is and they tell you that's to control it,
Yeah.
are you back out immediately?
Have you seen him? Have you seen the video where he takes a tour, like the dude Stockton Rush, like before they? Yeah, look how
Dude,
big it is.
I don't think I think the entire problem is they should have just they left the controller cable at home.
It didn't charge.
Hey, in the
Didn't
video,
charge. He needed the wired connection.
Right. He lost Wi-Fi signal.
Yeah, the controller just reset, and you have to hardwire it back in
Right.
to get it to reconnect, dude.
Right.
That's how them old controllers work.
Right.
Any gamer knows.
Everybody knows.
in that
dude.
video, he tosses it around. He's like, "It's able to withstand the banging," and he like throws it around, and he's like,
It just shatters. he
That's-
throws it against the side of the.
So yeah, that guy's a fucking idiot.
It just comes apart like a McDonald's toy, dude. Just like-
"We got backups, guys. We're good."
Hey, he said they had a backup. They were supposed to have two of them, that one and another one. So that way you could do 2-player if you wanted to.
yeah.
But when you heard first
Mortal
Rush-
Kombat.
Uh,
Hadouken, we're gonna look how big that thing is. And
It's
like when
5
you hear
people.
submarine, look at it, dude.
It's 5 people. It's 5 people could fit in it. It's got a bathroom. Did you see the bathroom?
Yeah. He said that. I watched the controller.
Yeah, look, did you see that
Look, the
guy?
guy laughed at it.
That guy's reaction. Look, that guy's reaction is everything.
Oh, yeah.
That tells you everything you need to know about getting in that submarine.
How did nobody who got on this submarine see that, dude? That should have been the safety video right before you got on board the submarine.
The problem is people trust people with money. They think because you have money that you're trustworthy.
Well, it's not trustworthy. It's smart. They're like, oh, if they have money, they must be smart.
Right.
And it's like, nah.
Not at all. Most of the time they're stupid.
Yeah, dude. Do you know how many NFL players can't read?
A lot of them. Lots of them. As well as NBA players. They can't read either.
They can beat the shit out of their wives, though.
Dude, do
They
you know
can.
who else can't read?
Can't
Is Olympic curlers, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, those guys are smart.
What else?
No.
Curlers. Nah. Olympic curlers are a bunch of like stepdads who got like a criminal record super early on and then had to like marry like a woman they didn't love. So they had like an address to get those like state checks sent to kind of thing. like we haven't been in love for a while, but Linda wrote me when I was in prison. I'll never leave her. You know what I mean? Like that's what all Olympic
She was with
curlers.
me when nobody
That's
else
what
was.
every Olympic curler looks like. Dude. It's just the mustache, the trucker cap.
Right.
It's like
She stood by me when nobody else would.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know she was 16, but by the time I got out, she was 27, so it was fine then,
Her profile on inmatedate.com said she was 18.
What is this you got pulled up, Dustin?
In Quarryville, Pennsylvania. It's a quiet night in Amish country. Or is it?
Oh, this is the Amish dude.
Is that a horse and buggy?
Yeah. It's the Amish dude that fell asleep.
What? They have blinkers on their horse and
Yeah,
buggy?
they have to put for them to be like that makes them legal for them to drive them on the road. Look at this
Dude,
shit.
those aren't blinkers. Those are those red candles that you are on tables at like Italian restaurants, dude. They just gotta light them up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That
Hey, my man came out of the driveway hot.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. He's coming out hot. He's letting her eat. That looked like he had to take a shit and he had to get home quick.
No,
So-
he came out of that driveway like somebody just sent him, like he just opened a letter and was like, somebody at the downtown square is about to finger your daughter. They just snuck away. Sarah and little Abraham just snuck away from the barn dance.
do a little finger blasting at the town square.
Shabadiah's got a digit in your daughter. You better get down there.
It's too late. The letter got sent 2 days ago.
Too late.
Oh, Bartholomew's got a knuckle in your daughter. Oh, Jesus.
My head's hurting.
In the town square.
Just some cock block just hand delivered it by horseback.
Look at this.
Paul Revere style. Just like,
Hey, let's see him come out again.
I say, you gotta get down there.
Somebody's fingering Annabelle.
Annabelle.
Oh, shit. Rumspringer!
I'm coming, honey.
Hey, you know what?
Hey, hold
Let's
on.
just recycle old TV sitcom lines. I'm coming, Elizabeth.
I know where this is from. This is from Rumspringer. That's Rumspringer. That's what the Amish kids do. Rumspringer.
Anime's back. She's down at the town bridge. Titties out.
What day is it? Sunday. They wrote this letter on Thursday.
She said she wants to come back, but they won't let her back across without no shirt on. So he's like, I'm coming. He's got a change of clothes for her.
Cobra Mike, you ever been on a horse before?
No.
No?
All right, thanks, Cobra
Well,
Mike. Back to you, David.
Damn right.
So
You ever fingered anybody in the town square?
Nothing.
I don't remember.
Oh.
Okay.
So the Amish, I know some of these guys down in Mississippi, some of these
You
Amish.
do not,
I
you
do.
lying sack
I
of
do.
shit.
I know a community of these guys and gals down in Pontotoc, Mississippi.
You do not. You're lying.
I
You're
swear
fucking
I
ass
swear to
off.
God, I do.
That's where he gets his soaps.
No, that's where I get and butter. I get butter, soaps, and
It's like, dude,
my
I
wife's candle.
bought 6 Adirondack chairs, spent $11,000.
And some of the best damn apple cinnamon butter you've ever put in your mouth.
Oh, but I
had to buy
one for you.
and use all of the power tools for them, dude.
But no, I do know a community of them in Pontotoc, Mississippi, and these horses and these buggies, like they'll get drunk and they'll pass out, and these horses will just take them home in these buggies because the horses know where to go.
I thought you meant the horses would get drunk. And I was like, dude, that's what the fuck happened, dude. He's like, hey, I gotta run to town in the middle of the night. I gotta go to the pharmacy, like fucking
Wilbur's been drinking.
fucking Mary Sue's running a fever. I gotta go get penicillin.
For those of y'all just listening, the horse and carriage comes out of a driveway just absolutely sideways.
fucking Fast and Furious style.
We should have led with that. But people that are only listening, they're probably wondering what the fuck we're talking about.
Yeah, that's what YouTube's for.
You got anything
Fast
else?
and the
Dustin?
Furious. Toby Drift, dude. Tobias Drift.
What is this?
I don't know. It looks like somebody finished shit in somebody's mouth. Oh, there you go. Yep, you can't pick that up like that. There you go. Right in the old Duke shoe.
I paid for less. I'll be honest with you. I paid for less.
I wonder how
Hold
many.
on. Watch the kids in the back, dude.
I wonder how many yen he paid for that.
Oh,
He's sniffing. Did you see? He sniffed.
Yeah.
That first go down, he took a sniff.
Cassio, you got a good would you rather this week?
Oh yeah. What's your would you rather this week?
I thought you had
Hey,
would you rather have a hamster-sized dog or a dog-sized hamster?
That's stupid.
nah, that one's stupid.
Well, guys, I didn't write it. I just he highlighted it.
I
I
thought-
read it. Y'all got mad at me.
I'm sorry. I thought he was on your website reading
Yeah, that's my blog.
your blog. What was the one you were asking? Big or Jay? What was that when you asked him something about a cake?
Oh.
Oh, would you rather sit on a cake and eat a dick, or sit on a dick and eat a cake?
Well, that's a tough one.
And we need your audit. We need
Why can't I have my cake and eat it too?
we need your answer, and we need an explanation.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick with my answer.
What is this?
I don't know.
Oh my God.
Oh, is he the guy that died?
Ooh.
There is a guy that fell off of it.
Yeah, the French
Yeah.
climber died.
Yeah,
like
hanging on the
yesterday.
side of it. Is that him, the guy that dies?
Can you imagine working in your office?
Oh, well, then I don't want to watch this one.
Yeah. Yeah. This gives me anxiety through the fucking roof. They'll just dangle with one hand. Oh, these fucking dingbats.
Yeah, heights gets me. There's no chance I could do that.
Heights, you're scared of heights?
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
chance.
What about bungee jumping? Would you
No
bungee jump?
chance.
No bungee jumping?
Zero.
I've
Skydiving.
done
skydiving.
some zip lining.
Zip lining?
I've done zip lining.
You done the one in Las Vegas? That one?
No.
Not that one?
I want to do that one. The
Yeah.
one down like Fremont Street.
Yep.
That would be cool.
It's
I
pretty
got-
fun.
I got so drunk on my honeymoon that I sobered up midway through ziplining. I woke up in the middle of the forest. Not woke up, but it was one of those where I looked around. I'm like, what are we doing?
Who'd you go on your honeymoon with? Bill Cosby?
Well, what happened was my wife booked a spa deal like our second day, and I was like, how about you go to the spa and I'm just going to stay here at the swim up bar at the hotel?
Yeah, that's a good call.
And then when you're done, we're going ziplining, and it's free drinks. And then everybody, as y'all know me, I'm a friendly drunk.
Yeah.
And I met everybody there. It was so bad the next day, random people at the resort were just yelling, Alabama! And I was like, and they were like, who's that? And I'm like, I have no idea. I've never seen them in my life. And then I went ziplining.
Look, but pull that back up, Dustin. Look at this guy climbing up this tower.
This one right here.
Dude.
Would you stop him or let him finish?
What does that mean?
I'd definitely let him finish.
Are they waiting at the top to arrest him?
Isolate that audio.
Yep.
I'd let him finish.
I'd definitely let him finish.
We got Cassio the other night. I'm sending it to you right now, Dustin.
No, they
Are you showing me the
shit.
cups?
Yeah, I'm going.
Oh, wait
Well,
till
if
you
you're
see
not going
this.
to play by the rules, y'all can just get everybody. You know what I mean?
We do get everybody.
Well, you didn't get me. I mean, what I'm saying is he didn't play by the rules.
No, he didn't. He absolutely didn't understand the rules of the game. Well, you'll understand what we're talking. So we have a game that we play called
real fun.
It's called Clapping Cups, and so when we get to
You've been
drinking,
clapping cups before.
if you get to drinking and you have a cup in your hand, there's a good chance that it's going to get fucking slung.
Annabelle's getting her cups clapped.
So this was after the Steel Panther show. This is Cassio and somebody who did not quite understand the rules.
No, I mean, what are you saying? He did it wrong?
Yeah, you're supposed to slap
You're
it out
supposed
of
to
their
slap
hand.
it. Watch
You're supposed
this.
to slap it down. He just poured it on. Look at me trying to explain the rules. But he didn't slap it.
He was very slow with it. It's like a slow motion video.
I gave the motion. He went up.
Yeah, so he didn't do that right.
The way you're supposed to do it is clap it down.
or clap it up, but not pour it on them.
Any pranks on the Fully Loaded Fest?
I was only there the one day, and I don't know about pranks, but he did post like photos of it at least. I don't know if there's a video of it, but Bert was trying to cut a promo with these boozy popsicles and then tried to deep throat it, like put his own hand on the back of his head and like went for it and gagged himself. So I don't know if you would classify that as a prank or not, but I think people should know about it. You know what I mean? He's full on like,
I think people should know about it.
Did you do any of the crazy stuff that he had like planned, like fighting with ninjas or rolling cigars or
He's
anything?
only on it one day, so
No, I was just there for the one day. I was there. He was doing the. They had just come back from like golf, so I think I was there on like the chill day.
Yeah.
So they had gone golfing and stuff all day, and then came back and he had like the kiddie pool and like the slip and slide set up. So he did like the slip and slide for promos, and there we go. Yeah, there it is. I don't know, like if you zoom in, like his eyes are watered up. Like that's a real that's a real gag, dude. That's a
real gag.
He hit the reflex.
Yeah, like you have to. Some people pay good money for those kinds of photos.
What did he have his daughters doing on the tour? Or he just had one of them out? What was she doing? Is it like a production assistant or something?
I'm
maybe
not
being
sure.
his daughter.
I have no idea. Yeah,
Yeah, probably
hanging
just
out.
hanging
kind
out.
of a family
Hanging
trip.
out.
They were both there.
Oh, were they?
Yeah, Georgia and Isla were both there.
What's like a moment in your career where you thought, not talent wise, not doubting your talent, but I feel like there's a lot
feel
of
free. I do. I doubt.
There's a lot. When you get Comic World, you get spots where you're like, "What am I doing here? I'm not supposed to be here." Like, there's a place where where you're like, you look around and go,
that hasn't.
Bert's here.
That hasn't stopped. Yeah, that's been kind of. That's been kind of pretty consistent feeling for quite a while now. Thanks for bringing it up. Now, let's just talk about my imposter syndrome.
Yeah, imposter syndrome. Yeah, that's what it is. That's the name of it. Where you
I
feel
don't
like
pay a therapist $130 an hour to talk about this. No, it's fine. No, it's no, it is a pretty consistent, like, I don't know. I'm finally getting to the point where like I'm adjusting to that being like more normal.
Yeah.
Like, but that's pretty like dude, I was when I went to Fully Loaded, I had like the second conversation I've ever had with Nate Bargatze. And so I was just like, okay, that's happening.
Yeah.
You know? And then I saw him like a week later at Zany's on like a New Material Monday or one of the Zany's All-Star show, and he was like, "Oh, good to see you again, sir," and shook my hand. I was like, "Fucking what? Third time's the charm."
Yeah.
You know?
Who was your
No, it's
comedy
weird.
idols getting in?
Everybody, dude, because the ADHD, I'm
Just
all over
consuming
all
all
over
of
the
it?
map, dude. Like it started for me with my dad because I used to I'd ride in the truck with him a lot, and he had like one of those big ass fucking zipper like cassette case containers.
Yeah.
8 tracks.
Not just regular
No
cassette
cassettes.
tapes, but it was like Jeff Foxworthy albums, Bill Engvall albums, Ron White, Larry the Cable Guy, Jerry Clower.
So your dad was a big comedy fan. Too.
Yeah, my dad was one of the like big like redneck and like country comedy and like those guys, and then I just kind of like grew out from that. Like I found like Martin Lawrence and Comic View and like Dave Chappelle and Tosh and
Yeah.
like all of those guys, and yeah, I just kind of Christopher Titus. I loved Titus,
beast.
like his albums, and dude, insane, so
Yeah.
funny.
Do you consider your humor dark, or did you have to? Do you have to change what you did for the Fully Loaded, or?
Yeah, I'd say it can get dark.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's my favorite comedy.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
mine too,
because I
dude.
I never know where the line is, so I always end up like crossing it, but almost never by just a toe. It's normally like, oh, he's gone a few steps over.
Yeah.
Like somebody should probably call him back.
He sees the line and crosses it like that Amish guy. That's AJ crossing the line.
Exactly, dude. Wow.
Sparks and 3 wheels.
Oh, geez.
Basically, dude. Because the ADHD, it runs too fast for anything to get filtered by anything. So it's just like, oh, you thought it, and it's already out.
We're just doing it.
It's
Oh, there's you a new trick, David.
So your comedy special, where's it going to air?
we don't know yet. We raised the money to film it ourselves, like through Kickstarter.
Awesome.
Yeah.
4 years in, already got a special.
Our
recorded.
special.
Yeah, we raised between Kickstarter and then 2 sponsors. One sponsor, Dixon Flannel Company. We raised like $38,000 to film it ourselves.
That's awesome.
Did
What's
it
it-
in St. Pete?
What's it called?
Captain Autism.
That's a
Yeah.
good title.
So we're in like the editing process now. Once it's all like edited and done, we're gonna pitch it. We're gonna try and sell it to Netflix. And
Yeah.
if they don't want to, if I'm too autistic for them, then we'll just fucking.
You can bet that's what he's gonna say when if they say no, he's gonna be like, "Oh, what's your problem with
Yeah.
that?"
Hey, man, use whatever tools you can.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying, dude.
you get it up on that platform. But
I'm
you
just
know,
saying,
it's
well,
not.
how can you say no, dude? Forrest Gump is just a movie about one of us, and look at how many awards it won.
I mean, it's not a
Yeah,
loss
fucking
though.
just-
If it ends up going to YouTube,
give me my money and fucking take your Grammy or whatever. I don't know what you win for stand-up comedy.
I mean, you're
Kanye's autistic and he's won a Grammy, so I'm assuming I can get one.
Right. They're just giving them out to autistic people. It's just,
Yeah, dude.
but it's not a loss if you end up putting it on YouTube. So many people do that, and it ends up helping their ticket sales dramatically.
Right,
you know?
and that's the thing. Like, having seen like some like what the footage looks like, because we're going through like looking at all the edits from the different shows and stuff, and seeing what like the color graded like footage and stuff looks like it looks like so good, and like I'm confident enough in the material that like, okay, if I have to put it out on YouTube, people are gonna look at it.
Oh, yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And if they look at like it looks good, they'll look at it, and I know like the jokes are good enough that they'll stick around. So I don't know.
and then start
That's
moving tickets for you.
That's the goal.
And you're touring all over the country right now, or just mainly in
I'm
the South?
everywhere that will have me.
Oh,
Dude,
shit.
like this is my. I did this stuff with Bird at the end of last year, and then starting like in January, like because before that I'd headlined like small clubs, like side rooms, stuff
Yeah.
like that, like bar gigs, like don't tell comedy shows, stuff
Yeah.
like that. And then this year was like the first time I really started like headlining clubs and getting like my own like one-nighters in places. So I'm still going anywhere like places will have me, taking like whatever deals are on the table, because it's like I'm just like establishing myself really.
Yeah, I mean that's a good thing about Bert is he graduates all of his openers. They start headlining. Dave's not doing any dates with him anymore right now either. He's out doing headlining dates.
I'm trying to get more dates with him after the first half of the year with all that stuff. You know, it was like, oh, we'll try and figure out something for like the second like half of the solo tour stuff for the year. So hopefully some of that coming up. Some of the Tops Off world tour stuff I'm on. So
That's great, man. That's just going to open a lot of doors for you too. And those his fans are different kind of comedy fans I've noticed than most comedians fans. If you're on the bill with him, they'll go support you when you go headline that city back.
yeah, I think it's his like approach to comedy and just like who he is, like because Bert is the guy that like he's exactly the same way off stage as he is on stage, and so like on stage he's just coming and telling you about the shit that happened off stage.
Right. He's bringing it to the mic.
Yeah, so it's like being at like a Bert show, like being a fan of his comedy is just like being a fan of like shooting the shit with your buddy.
Yeah, it's storytelling.
Right.
A lot of
So when
storytelling.
he brings comics with him, it's like, hey, let me introduce you to my other buddy.
Yeah.
And so it's like that goodwill like kind of just transfers over.
Yeah.
It's a very cool thing.
And it's big rooms too. He's doing big numbers. So we'll look at his Polestar numbers sometimes and be like, God damn, he's knocking down a lot of cheese.
Yeah, he's doing, you know, bigger. That Fully Loaded tour is going to be huge throughout the years. I
don't think he's trying to make money off of that right now. I think he's dumping it all back into the comics.
I think so too. Yeah, I think. Well, and if you look at like from where I got to see him when I was on tour with him last year, he had filmed Razzle Dazzle already in Omaha, and so I joined him after he had filmed that. So he was still doing that material and working out like new material for the next hour. So I saw him like of the 5 shows we did, I saw him do 2 hours on 3 of them.
Yeah.
Just keep it
churning
like going for stuff, churning it out. And I think that's kind of what like Fully Loaded for him is. It's like, okay, I can spend the summer working out like new material and doing stuff like that, hanging out with my buddies, getting inspired, having fun, and then go back to touring and working on the new stuff.
Yeah.
And, you know,
I'm jealous, man. I can't wait for the day where I could do something like that. Cannot wait.
Keep waiting.
No, I cannot wait. Like I'm going to go throw my drums in a river, dude. I cannot wait to just do comedy.
Aren't you doing it now?
Well, I mean, I'm doing the shit side of it, you know, open mics.
Well, you got.
I'll get there.
You got to start somewhere, man.
Yep. I put in my 10,000 hours playing drums. Now it's time to put in my 10,000 hours doing comedy.
You'll get there.
Pull up your dates. Let's see what he's got coming up. What is your website?
Who like came up with that whole 10,000 hours thing originally?
I don't know, but it's
somebody with 10,000 hours.
I've heard, I've heard it over and over throughout my career.
Yeah, it takes 10,000. I think if it takes 10,000 hours to master something, you probably should never have been doing that.
Don't tell me that.
Like if you had been good at it, it would not have taken 10,000 hours.
Maybe it's 1,000 hours. Is it really?
No, it's 10,000.
Is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
saying's 10,000. 10,000.
How many hours do you need to like fly time? Do you have to be a pilot? To get a license.
It
I don't
ain't
know.
10,000.
It's not
It
that
ain't
many.
10,000. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. No, it's supposed to be 10,000 to master something.
40
but that's
hours?
pretty fucked up,
There
though,
it
if
is.
you think about it then.
No,
Because
15.
it takes 10,000 hours to master something, but only like 1,000 hours to get your pilot's license.
Yeah, 1,500 hours to be a transport pilot.
1,500 hours.
Commercial pilot.
250.
Well, you got to do that on top of
Airline
the 1,500.
transport
So
pilot.
yeah.
Okay, but let's just call it, that's still under 2,000 hours.
Right. Yeah. To be a comedian,
That's
apparently
less
you got to do
than
a
a
lot of work.
fifth of the way to master, dude.
Yeah, we're just kind of half-assing it up here.
Yeah,
We'll get
pretty
there.
much.
We're learning as we go.
Pretty much.
So what's your website?
AJWilkerson.com.
Oh, you got it.
Very creative.
There it is. Yeah.
Very creative website name.
Hey, got it.
That's so we won't forget it.
Can't
How
believe.
about Paw Paw, Michigan? What a great place that is. Paw Paw Brewing.
Yeah.
Have you
outside
been there
of
before?
Kalamazoo. Yeah. Dude, I've sold out before Detroit a couple of weeks ago. I'd sold out every show I've done in Michigan since I went there with Bert.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Because I did Grand Rapids with Bert and then got booked to go back and do Dr. Grin's in Grand Rapids and sold out 2 shows there.
Get the hell out of here.
Oh my God.
All right, show's over. David just broke some shit.
Nice.
What just happened?
Girlfriend made a move on me is what happened, dude. His girlfriend made a move on me.
Girlfriend.
Man, I don't know what happened.
What
up
if
here,
right
man.
then that damn dude in a dog suit popped out? It was like rough, man.
You mean that guy? I guess it's a cat, but
So one last thing that I guess I wanted to bring up earlier, but you're an Army vet.
yes, I was an X-ray technician in the Army. I was a 68 Papa.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Taking pictures of bones. I like bones.
David takes pictures of bones in his spare time too.
Yeah.
Different kind of bones.
Different kinds of bones.
Different kind of bones.
Different kinds of bones.
Yeah. Dog bones.
His own bone.
His own bone.
Boners. What?
Boners. Yeah, boners.
Are you selling merch yet? You fucking with merch.
Why'd you ask that immediately after we were talking about pictures of boners?
Oh, there it is. He's got merch up there. That's awesome. I was just
I
wondering.
got some stuff.
He got a couple things.
That's awesome.
I like the skateboard stickers.
Self-soothing.
Oh yeah. AJWilkerson.com is his website.
Yes, AJWilkerson.com is the website. I got tickets. I got merch.
Got a special coming out called Captain Autism.
Yep.
We hope to see it
that'll
on
be
Netflix.
out by like November.
Yep.
Netflix, and we know you're watching this. You better buy it.
Oh,
Yeah. If not, we're coming to your front door.
That's right. Thank you for coming in today, man.
Thanks,
we really
man. Fun
appreciate
stuff,
it.
Man,
dude.
thanks for having me. Yeah, this was a good time.
Yeah, room full of fans, man. We fully
Absolutely.
loaded fest, and you smashed.
Yeah, when I saw you at Fully Loaded, I told Charlie, our fearless ringleader, I was like, man, we have to get him to come down and do the pod. He's hilarious, and we like him. So, and we're going to mail you a pair of British Knights.
Yeah.
Let's
Dude.
go.
Are you ready to flex some of these bad boys, son?
What do you think about Cobra Mike over there?
Yeah,
That
honestly.
I don't know what to think about Cobra Mike, dude.
That drip he's got
Yeah.
going on. The
Guns
Crystal
N'
Girl.
Roses vest, Crystal Gale shirt.
Yeah, like you've seduced every stepmom in the trailer park. Like
You gotta do what you gotta do, you know.
do you really know karate, or do you dress like that because your stepson's bigger than you?
I know.
Like as soon
I
as
know
you were
some
like, that
karate.
little motherfucker could lay me out because he ain't so little no more. You were like,
You must have missed
you're
some
like,
years.
I'm gonna
of
dress like
karate.
this and
Oh,
carry
yeah.
around a Bud Light can, but I'm never gonna open it. I'm gonna need the can full in case he comes at me to defend myself.
So I can twist the T his ass.
We do have footage of him. What'd your sign say? Free ass whoopings?
Oh yeah, free ass whooping sign. I was right out front in the road holding a sign said free ass whoopings. We had a couple people stop, mainly a bunch of horn
what?
honkers. It was funny as shit.
Who
What if
stomped?
I had like stomped and like taken my pants down and like been like spank me, dad?
Okay, so
Whip it!
this is
Whip my ass!
this was family
Whip it
style
real
stuff.
good!
Oh, wait, I think we should try it. See what happens. Go over there.
All right.
That's what the couch is for, AJ. Now you know how we end that.
Oh,
episode. He sits down in the middle and you get spanked
That's the casting couch.
Yeah.
after you've already been cast.
Yep.
It's you guys specifically chose that one instead of like the traditional black casting couch because you're like, no, this is a gray area.
Hot stains better for sure.
You can get the cum stains off the
It's
vinyl.
not
a little
pornography.
easier.
We're paying you for an appearance.
This is foreplay. We talk to you for an hour and then get into the weird stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, dude, thanks, man.
Absolutely.
Appreciate
Thank
you
you
spending
guys
your
for
time
having
with us,
me.
brother.
This was fun.
Make sure you rate, view, and subscribe to the podcast. We got to have comments on the YouTube. So
Yeah.
if you're watching this right now, please give us your favorite.
Autistic.
Yeah, who's your favorite autistic comedian? And we got to know it right now. Put it in the comments.
Or your favorite autistic family member.
Put a dog emoji if you made it this far. So we know you're real.
We'll see y'all next week.